Okay, it's time to get this rolling. All right, I'm on deafen now. So, Tina. First thing we do before anything is that we do a mic check, so that makes we can make sure you're not as loud or as soft as me. So just start babbling on. We can get this going.
Right. Hey guys. Hopefully my mic is okay. I do have a fan on, so hopefully you can't actually hear that because it's fucking boiling here.
Yeah, I mean, I can. I'm upping up my audio mixer and seeing if I can up you a little bit. But yeah, I think we'll be good to go as long as I hear a word back from the mod squad. We can get this rolling.
Awesome.
Sounds fine to me. All right, Radiant's good enough. Well, he was a former mod before I bounced him back to VIP, but I
Fair
digress.
enough.
Just do one little thing really. There, that might help me out there. But all right, you finally ready, Tina?
I think so. I'm prepared.
Yeah, well, no one's ever truly prepared for these, so we have to just let it fly. But, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and all the fellow pokeNERDS of the world, welcome to the pokeNERDS Incorporated podcast, a Pokemon exclusive podcast just for us pokeNERDS to sit down, relax, and get to know other fellow Pokemon content creators in the Pokemon community. I am your host, the Top Goon Spence of the Poke Network. And today, ladies and gentlemen, if you do not know who my guest is, allow me to formally introduce you to her. She is the first UK-based streamer I've ever had on the show. She is a major collector of plushies. She loves Batman, and on top of that, she is the lady responsible for getting me into the 151 Shiny Challenge. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show the tiniest of Tinas, Tiny Tina. So first off, again, Tina, I would like to thank you so much for taking the time to sit down with us and chat with us about all things Pokemon.
Welcome.
And also thank you for humoring me on the bow tie. I mean, you told me you can't wear one yourself, but you're allowing your Snubble Boy to wear one for us.
Of course.
But yeah, the reason mainly for the bow ties, everybody, for those of you that don't know, unfortunately, our friend, our brother, our streaming companion, our fellow nerd, TheTrueTurbo, passed away last July, and we are dedicating this season to him. And as often as we can, we are wearing bow ties for the show. I mean, I'm wearing one myself, but I request upon the guest, but I don't mandate it. So I like it when they humor me. But we love you, Turbo. The show's all for you, man.
Yeah, that was very sad to hear. I didn't know him personally, but I heard great things about him.
He had the biggest heart of anybody I ever like out of anyone I've met on Twitch. He has like the biggest heart of anybody I knew.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a very special guy. But when we get down to business today, we'll talk more about him. But jeez. All right, so the first thing, well, for those of you that don't know, Tina has been waiting very, very, very patiently to be on a podcast. She was actually in my first round of recruits, but the way I scheduled the podcast, I didn't get around to scheduling her, so she's now in season 2, and she pretty much knows all the talking points. But as the host, I have to, just go down the list. Yeah, I can take it. I can say this one's gonna be nice and chill today, as much as
We'll see. I've definitely got an argument to bring up with you at some point.
Okay. I like the way this.
You'll see.
Okay.
You'll see.
Okay, I will see then. But all right. First thing I like to do is to allow the guests to take a moment to formally introduce themselves, explain the types of content they produce, and just a retrospective of your Twitch journey. When did you start? What got you into it, and where you are now. So, Tina, you have the floor.
Okay, so I think it's been about 3.5 years for me now. I started, a couple of months into COVID, like a lot of people. So it was something to do, which was great. But I didn't actually start with Pokemon, funnily enough. So I used to stream a lot of like a game called The Binding of Isaac. If you haven't heard of it, check it out. It's amazing. But a lot of people know me for Pokemon now, even though I do stream other games. But yeah, I stream all sorts of stuff.
All right. But what got you into it in the first place? Like what made you hit like what made you get the the word I'm looking for? What gave you the inspiration to hit that live button for the first time?
So I always thought about doing YouTube for years, because I really got into Zelda back in the day, and I thought capture cards were like stupid expensive, right?
They still are,
And
but
then they are, but you can get some cheap ones. So I managed to get a cheap one. I have my now sister-in-law she kind of made me realize I could get a cheap one, and then so I did, and then that's why I decided to go live.
all right. So family matters.
Mhm.
Yeah. But yeah, you said you produce Pokemon content. Like, what kinds of Pokemon content do you produce? I mean, I know you shiny hunt, but and Nuzlocke, but there anything else?
Played some few random Pokemon games. I actually played the Poké Park games, if you've heard of them, back in the
Poke
day.
Park.
They're kind of kiddie mini game type games, but they're really fun. I've played things like Pokemon Snap as well. I'll play a lot of Pokemon stuff. Obviously, like you said, people more know me for like shiny hunting or Nuzlocks, but I will play other stuff too.
Yeah, I mean, I tend to play some I tend to play non Pokemon stuff whenever I put redemption points for it, or whenever the spooky season comes around.
Yeah.
I actually might have a spooky game in line for October, but I'll have to look into it because I'm not a variety. I keep saying I'm not a variety gamer, but yet I always dive into variety games now and then. It's like, so what am I trying to express myself as?
Mm.
All right. But for those of you on Tiny Tina's end who don't know who I am, allow me to formally introduce myself. My name is Spence, and this is the Poké Network. I am a variety Pokemon streamer on Twitch. I stream shiny hunting, challenge runs, Nuzlocke laces, playthroughs, pretty much anything outside of Pokemon Go and Sleep. You have it right here on this channel. I started content creation in June of 2020 with the Isle of Armor DLC. Basically, what got me into creation in the first place is that I've always been inspired to do creation because I always got super uber jealous of watching these guys on YouTube do these completely crazy randomized challenges and just Nuzlocke series and just putting themselves out there on a platform when they expect nothing in return. And I was like, maybe I could do this one day. So one day I got up the courage to reach out to back then he wasn't as well known as he is now, but he is one of the most successful Pokemon creators on Twitch today. Have you ever heard of M&J TV?
Yeah, I actually recently started watching them on YouTube this year.
Yeah, so you know exactly who he is. So yeah, I actually reached out to Michael, and I did not know if I was going to get a response back, but to my shock, he did. So he gave me just a few tidbits on how to get started. So I didn't actually start, until about a year later. So I pretty much invested. I got some money and I invested into my first setup, which was a rinky-dink one monitor setup, the bullshittiest camera I have ever seen in my life, and my PC, which I've actually updated from time to time. So I mean, heck, I pretty much have the same body and everything. I just updated the CPU and added some more RAM and a new freaking GPU. But yeah, but 3 years later, here I am, sitting here, a podcast host. I've done dozens of challenge runs. I play a character. I'm nearing 2K followers, so it's like, holy crap, where have I gone?
It's
Yeah,
crazy
okay.
journey.
Yeah, it's like everyone's level of growth is different. Like for the first 6 months, I actually like pretty much did not even hit affiliate because I did not know how to network and socialize on social media. But then I finally learned some tricks of the trade back in January of 2021, and all of a sudden, bam, it all took off from there. Okay. So next up, what I like to do is I like to get the origin of the channel name for said content creators. So it's my my main question is, where did the stylization of the name come from? I mean, so I know Tina is your name, but where did the tiny come from, and where did the stylization of it come from?
Years and years ago now, a friend of my sister's, we were just picking my sister up from hanging out with them, and they just randomly called me Tiny Tina. And I thought, since that's actually a good gaming reference, I wanted it to be Tiny Tina. But obviously, that being a popular thing, just Tiny Tina was taken. So I was like, do you know what? I like the number three. I'm going to have three Y's and three A's. Why not?
Wow. That reminds me of Squid the Beast. Except like it wasn't like people randomly started calling him a beast after a certain thing happened. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I am also the smallest in my family, so that hence the tiny. I always get taken the mick out of from being the smallest.
I'm probably the biggest in my family bloodline. What makes seriously, my dad's only 5'10", my mom's 5'7". I'm 6'3". Where the hell did I come from?
Bloody hell.
Yeah, bloody hell. I mean, don't get me wrong, 6'3" has its perks, but it also has its drawbacks.
You're literally a foot taller than me.
Like I said, it has its drawbacks. You know how hard it is to find? Do you know how hard it is unless you install one? Unless you like have to pay to install one yourself to find an apartment with a shower head that is made for people above 5'5".
Yeah, I've heard things because my partner's actually quite tall, and he sometimes moans about the shower head.
I mean, I don't know what it's like over in the UK, but most shower heads in the US are mainly built for people that are like maybe 5'8" or below, not like 6 foot tall.
Yeah.
We're the same age, so we are twins, by the way. Wow. Yeah, paternal twins, I'm guessing. Anyway, so you're one of the few. So
That's my partner.
I can confirm I have to dog.
Told you.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. My name's Spence. But anyway, you're actually one of the most of the content creators I invited into this series know exactly this, but for those of you that don't know, the Poké Network is not my original username. It's my current one, but it's not my OG one. I was formerly known as the Yes Poké Network. And here's where that came about. So it was when I wanted to create my, I guess, brand name, as we would say, or channel name or whatnot. I wanted to, put Poké in there because I wanted to be identified for creating Pokemon content. So I wanted to put Poké in there no matter what. And when I was thinking of something else, I thought about college, and I thought about how I was very good with networking with people because I actually got a degree in business. So, business is all about networking. So Poké Network kind of rang to me. But when I put it into the system, it's like, nope, already taken. Today's day, I think it's still taken by some random unused body count or something like that. I honestly don't know. But I didn't really think of the at the time because I felt like it was too generic to stand out as much. So I wanted to stand out more. So I put the S in front of there because S is just my first initial because my legal name is Spencer. So I just put the S in front of there. Maybe S Poké Network. That kind of ringed on my tongue to me. It didn't flow off the tongue, but it just kind of gave it a little ring. But little did I know how much confusion it would cause in the 2.5 years I used the name, because Twitch does not allow you to use hyphens in your username, and I don't like using underscores. So it was SP together, so you pretty much know how many people have mispronounced my name over the years.
Yeah. I find that crazy because the first time I saw your name, I knew it was S Pokey. So when I heard people mispronounce it, I was like, I don't get it. How do people not get this?
Yeah, I mean, especially because most of the time I'm rating into Pokemon creators, so they don't. So that do they not identify that my username is Pokey, not Poke or Spoke,
Exactly.
or I mean, it still boggles my mind how it happened. I mean, there was one guy I watched, and I still watch, that always mispronounced my name, the Raven Armed, a high level cosplay streamer on Twitch, and he always mispronounced my name. He would always just call me Spoke whenever I came into chat. It's like, dude, that's not my name. When I was watching Pokio, he always mispronounced my name, but I finally got fed up with it, and at the beginning of this year, I formally rebranded to the Poké Network, and I gotta say that it's been a very massive improvement, both for the level of my content and for the overall brand itself. So massive, massive, massive improvement. Great change. I don't regret it for 1 second.
Yeah, I can definitely like tell the difference with the branding is a lot better.
Yeah, and I also like how even though I'm formally known by my brand name, there are people that actually take the time to learn my actual name, because most of the time I kind of don't like being called by my brand name. When I'm in the chat, I like to be called who I am. So it's like I love and appreciate the creators that take the time to get to know my name personally.
Fair, yeah, that's fair.
Look, it's the tiniest of Tinas. Hey, Masterful. Hey, Masterful Barnes. All right, so now that we got some Twitch formalities out of the way, why don't we dive into the Pokemon statistics?
Yes.
So I already know this fact, but I don't know if my chat does. So, what is your favorite Pokemon and why?
I wonder what it could be. My favorite is this cutie, is Snubble. I actually didn't have a favorite per se for years. Like I used to like Pokemon like Espeon, which I also have in the background because when I was younger I played Colosseum and stuff. So of course I love them. But I think it was when Detective Pikachu came out, that kind of time, and there's that Snubble in that's like really fluffy. I was like, oh my gosh. It like then made me think, so like Pikachu's Vacation before the first film has a Snubble in it, and it just hit me like, oh my god, Snubble is my favorite Pokemon, and it's just like grown from that.
I'll ask you about Detective Pikachu later on in the day as well, but
Cool.
like, is there also like the pink aesthetic as to why you like it, or are you just
Well, pink's not actually my favorite color. Purple is. So I don't know. I mean, I like pink, but I think I just like that he's, grumpy and cute.
I mean, I kind of like. I mean, I don't really like. I mean, I have my own personal thoughts about the Pokemon, but I kind of liked how the Snowball always bit on Meowth's tail in the anime,
Yeah,
until it evolved into a Gramble and tried to eat
great.
him whole.
It's great.
Yeah, that was always funny. Johto's series, that was really funny anime time. But for those of you that don't know, my favorite Pokemon is my channel mascot, Obstagoon. And the main reason for that is pretty much Obstagoon became one of my favorite Pokemon of all time, solely based on looks. Like, the second that this thing popped up on screen in the very first trailer, it pretty much jumped to my top 10 instantly because of how badass it looked. But then, as time rolled on, I finally got the chance to use one of my first playthrough of Sword, and holy shit, this thing is an absolute monster. You set this thing up right with the right moveset, you give it like an adamant nature, max attack, max speed, you give it a freaking facade, knockoff, brick break, and obstruct, and then you give it a flame orb with the guts ability, and this thing will wreck everything in sight. Like, that 4 times weakness to fighting is no match. And then, like, after I started using it, it pretty much jumped to my top 3 instantly. But but when I started creating the channel, I had to choose I wanted to choose a Pokemon mascot. So at the time, Patters was kind of using Darkrai as a co-mascot, I guess you can say, because he had like Subnoodle, Rowlet, and various other things. So I wanted something unique, and no one was using Obstagoon at the time, so I just went with Obstagoon. And then once Obstagoon became the channel mascot and I started branding myself with the Obstagoons, that's when it pretty much was like cemented as my favorite Pokemon. Plus, I'm also a fan of rock music. I'm not much a fan of Kiss, but I do enjoy some rock and roll from time to time.
Yeah, to be fair, I did like that the Linoon line got a change and a complete new evolution. I thought that was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I can't deny that Baby Demon is very cute. I got my opinions about Galarian Linoon, Demon Junior, but Baby Demon, and Demon, which is what I call the Obstagoon line, are cemented in my heart forever. All right, so Tina, out of all the shiny Pokemon that have ever existed, which one is your favorite and why?
My favorite shiny Pokemon is actually Dragonair.
Dragonair.
I just think it looks so I don't even know the word for it, like not just pretty but like dainty and elegant, and I just think it's just a really really nice shiny. No other
Majestic,
reason
would you
than
call
that.
it?
Yeah, majestic. That's the kind of word I was looking for. Yeah, I just think it's gorgeous.
Yeah, I do gotta say, I mean, like when it comes to Dratini and Dragonair, I love their shinies, especially after the fact that I found one in Let's Go during an SBQ. Even though I didn't use it on my team because it would have been under leveled,
Ah.
I did catch it for that series. But I mean, obviously, we'll talk about Dragonite later on in the day. But
Mhm.
yeah, I think it was on one of my earlier days. I actually found a shiny Dragonair in a DA.
Yeah, so actually, that reminds me, I raided somebody one time and they literally, the end of that DA, they got a shiny Dragonair and they named it after me, bless them.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, one time I heard on somebody's stream and they got a shiny Barraskewda and they named it after me.
Oh gosh.
I mean, they could have. I mean, like they just I mean, I was honored, but I would have preferred a dark type.
Obviously.
Yeah, obviously. But speaking of dark types, my favorite shiny is actually a dark type, and I forgot to grab my card of it in my nerd cabinet. Yeah, I always forget. Now I'm on top of not being fully ready for the show anymore. I'm also forgetting my props. But for those that don't know, reds, blacks, grays, and blues are my favorite color combinations, and the one Pokemon that combines all four of them, and on top of that is one of my favorite Pokemon of all time, is Shiny Greninja. I love this card, by the way. One of my mods sent me it a long time ago.
I don't think I have that card, to be honest.
Yeah, this one's really good. But yeah, but also fun fact, Shiny Greninja nearly killed me.
I think I might have been there or I just saw the clip. I think I might have actually been there though.
I don't remember if you were actually there, but
I was probably
Froakie did.
lurking.
Yeah, but Froakie did almost kill me, so if anyone wants to watch that scene, you can watch it right there in the chat.
I actually hatched myself a shiny Froakie recently as well. So I was just like, I thought of you when I hatched it.
Yeah. I mean, if Greninja's shiny wasn't so epic, I would have said Rayquaza because Rayquaza is my favorite legendary, and the Black Dragon just I can't resist that.
Yeah, like I think if I chose a legendary as like one of my favorite shinies would be Giratina.
Yeah, Giratina's a rockin' shiny. I can't deny that.
It's really nice. But that's a more recent thing for me. That's to do with getting one in Pokemon Go, so I always say Dragonair.
Yeah, Retzels is the one that sent the killer frog. Yeah, I always love using Greninja when I can. It's a shame it died in the Dark Lock.
Oh, that must have hurt.
Yeah, I literally walked off screen and didn't come back for like 10 minutes.
I don't blame you.
That was such a bad day. But that's not why we're here. We're here to talk shop about Pokemon. But out of all the 18 types that are available in Pokemon, which one would you say you like the most?
Fairy, hands down, no doubt about it.
That's where you and I are that's where you and I are two opposites, the two faces of a coin. You're the head, I'm the tails. But why fairy types?
So because the first time a new type was introduced, where I actually was playing through all the games, was X with fairy type, because I actually didn't start with when Gen 2 introduced dark types, but yeah. I loved it. I just fell in love with it. Seeing a complete new type, just loved it. That's just I don't know. Fairy types were just awesome.
It also begs the question. It also begs the begs the reference because Snubble's your favorite Pokemon and it's a fairy type.
Yeah, that's true. But then back when X and Y came out, I didn't know Snubble was my favorite type, my favorite Pokemon. So that's just a bonus.
But yeah, it all just correlates.
Yep.
But if you don't understand the trend of what I'm trying to put out here, my favorite type is the dark type. So yeah, you and I are on opposite ends.
Yeah. That's why I wanna I'm not joking. I'm so like hands down gonna create the Fairy Queen character just as the opposite to your Dark King.
We'll talk about that later on as well. But dark types have always had a special place in my heart. As far as I can remember, I've always had a dark type on my playthrough team. I mean, in Gen 5, I used Crocodile. Gen 6, I was with Greninja. Gen 7, Incineroar. I mean, obviously they were stars, but still they were dark types. Gen 8, I used Obstagoon. Gen 9, I used a Bombirdier on my Violet team. Okay. I don't think I used a dark type on my No dark types on my first actually, yeah, I did use King Gambit in my first playthrough of Scarlet. So, I've always had and used dark types. But on top of that, I've always felt emotionally at home with dark types because they get a bad rep, but they are very, very strong creatures. Mm-hmm. And also because because on top of that, their color schemes are absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, I can't deny that.
I mean, like there's not really a dark type that has like a very bright, vibrant color scheme unless we're talking about their shiny variants, which is what I also love. I mean, for God's sakes, I mean, look at the Obstagoon shiny. Literally is like red, white, and blue. People call it toothpaste, but that's for Linoon. This thing's a red, white, and blue demon.
It's a very nice shiny.
But yeah, I mean, I love dark type so much. I created, the Dark King Zeo and the Dark Conquest and everything else in between. But actually, a little question though. Like when I talk, you know what my Zeo accent sounds like. When I talk like this, like do I offend anybody or you personally when I talk in like this weird ass accent?
No, I think it's good to have like a different character. Like I couldn't do it. Like if I do create my Fairy Queen, there's no way I'm going to be able to do a different voice for it.
Yeah, I mean that actually that voice came about. Actually, I don't even know how that specific voice came about, but I do know where my demon voice came from. I was trying to give Getsis, huh?
Ah, no, that's fair. Like that when you just did that reminded me when I came in your chat on my birthday, and I think I still have the clip somewhere. And you somebody redeemed "Sing Happy Birthday" to me in that voice.
Yeah, I did.
I still have that clip somewhere.
Yeah, it's somewhere. But yeah. I tried to give Getsis when I was playing a white randomizer Nuzlocke a little bit of emphasis on his characters. That's why I kind of like gave like an unreal tone to my voice. Like that's no mic edit, guys. That's just me damaging my vocal cords.
I just congrats to anybody that can do any kind of different voice because I just can't.
I mean, I don't like to be a man of a million voices, but I will be a man of a few faces.
Fair.
Ah, crap. Nope, not today. Okay. So now we get some more nitty-gritty details. So out of all the Pokemon games that have ever existed, which one would you say is your favorite? This can include the main series and the spin-off games.
Now this is hard because I can't choose one.
So I mean, I have to... Yeah, go ahead.
I have to choose like 3 because there's different aspects. So, my favorite story is Pokemon Black. It's just hands down the best story in any Pokemon game.
I agree.
My kind of favorite nostalgic game is Sapphire, because yeah, great game also.
My very
And
first
then
Pokemon game.
yeah, same. And then obviously I have to say Gen 6 because it introduced my favorite type, and that was just amazing to me seeing a complete new type being introduced to Pokemon. So I would say yeah, Black, Sapphire, and X.
Yeah, so I do something similar to you, except I divide it between three other categories myself. I do storyline like you, but then I go for overall. Then I go for my favorite Pokédex, and then I go for overall experience of the game. So you and I differ just slightly, but storyline wise, Gen 5 game, I kind of prefer the Black White 2 stories over Black and White because of one particular character, and that is Hugh.
Fair,
Hugh, best rival of all time. You can't deny me that. Doesn't have
fair,
any
yeah.
ulterior motive other than kicking the living shit out of Team Plasma to get to return said Purloin to his little sister.
Yeah, which is a very, very honorable thing. And can I just say, Team Plasma themes, some of the best themes.
Yeah, that as well. You have a question, Tina, from Radiant. What was
Mm.
your longest shiny hunt?
Oh, that's a good question. There are a lot of hunts I haven't finished. So, um, I would say I'll go with my DA one. So it took me almost 200 to get Latias, which I cried when I got that.
Yikes, 200 for Latias?
Yeah, it
I
was
think
a
the
lot of fun.
highest I went on a DA for a shiny. I'm more than positive I went over 200 DAs for Landorus, but I can't like count every single one because I wasn't counting those. But
Mm.
on screen, it was Kyurem at I believe 163 or two. I always forget which one it was exactly.
Yeah, those long DAs are not fun.
Yeah, I mean that reaction was like one of the biggest ones on my channel because I found two in the same den.
Yeah, that's always interesting when that happens.
Yeah, I mean if I had posted that on Twitter like most people do correctly, I might have been a little bit more Twitter famous. But we'll never know because I was Dum Dum Dugan back in the day.
That's fair. I don't post half my shiny reactions anywhere, to be fair.
I posted I posted the picture of the Fue Coco to Twitter the other day, and that was like my most liked tweet in months. Like I think I've got like maybe 30 likes and a couple of retweets on that. Like I normally never get that.
Hmm.
But yeah, back to what I was saying. Like I said, Black 2 and White 2 are my favorite storyline based games. My favorite games based on the decks is Pokemon Platinum because there's a lot of Platinum Pokemon that I absolutely love. Gen 4 is one of my is my top 5 Pokemon games. Just love the new Pokemon introduced. Love the Distortion world. I love Drapion. I love Gallade. I love Spiritomb, Garchomp, just so many good Pokemon Generation 4. It's unreal.
Hmm.
But then, based on overall experience, I have to go with the classic Heart Gold, Soul Silver, best remakes ever made, best one of the best Pokemon games ever made. Just like, like I never actually experienced the classic Generation 2, Gold, Silver, or Crystal until years later.
Hmm.
So it was a very for your very first experience with Johto, it was a very very nice experience.
Yeah, I do remember them being nice games. Like, it's been so long since I've played them, I don't really remember playing them. I just remember them being nice.
Yeah, I mean I did my second ever randomizer on the channel was in Soul Silver. But yeah. Fun fact though, I could not find a Lugia in that game if my life depended on it.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. I like because of my white randomizer Nuzlocke, I fell in love with Lugia because it was my starter and oh god,
Wow.
to this day I have never found a Lugia in a randomizer. Again.
I I don't know if I have. Honestly, I forget half of the stuff because whenever you do like a randomizer, it's always crazy. So I always forget half the stuff that's happened.
Yeah, I love randomizers. I need to do one again. I just didn't know. I just don't know what game I'm gonna do it in.
Yeah, I know what I want to do my next one in. I just need to get around to it.
Actually, I kind of know myself, but I have to get around to it as well. I got another project I might want to work on in the near future.
Fair.
The main Incineroar in Super Smash Bros. Incineroar in Smash Bros. That's a picnic right there. All right, so now we're going from love to hate. From
Yep.
love to hate. All right, so Tina, out of all the Pokemon to exist, which one can you not stand at all?
Mr. Mime.
I was looking at the Mr. Mime comment. I was like, okay, I don't know if that was serious or if that was a joke. So, what happened with that?
I okay, when it was originally in the anime, I liked it. Like the original series with Mr. Mime in it. Great. He's funny. Love it. But recently in the anime and the films and stuff, they've just made him so creepy. And now I just get trolled with it all the time. You know, I've had people use my channel point redeem to have to draw the entire Mime family. Thanks, Punch.
Well,
Um,
to be fair, Punch also does. Oh, it's Mr. Mime.
yeah, and I get trolled with that as well. Of
I might
course,
have
being a
accidentally,
mod fan.
I might have accidentally taken part in that, not knowing specifically it was for you. So for that, I apologize.
It's fine, it's fine. And then yeah, I also have to now I decided to do, so you know, you said you do kind of like channel point things where you get like people to make you play non-Pokemon games. So
Mm-hmm.
I've done a channel point redeem because this is what the community wanted. I have to shiny hunt Mr. Mime. But
Oh my god.
but I also have to dress as Mr. Mime.
Okay, what?
Yeah. And I am terrified.
No, oh my god. Why would you why would you submit yourself to that?
Because they made me do it.
Well, technically, you're the one who offered the opportunity, so you should have just done the hunt. I mean, I got my least favorite was a redeem, but I mean, I'll get to that in a sec. But I wouldn't pull a punch and dress as the Pokemon I'm hunting.
Yeah, it's I'm not gonna lie, it's partly his fault because he's the one that wanted me to hunt it. He's the one that wants me to dress as Mr. Mime because he dressed as Panjam.
People want me to dress as Darkrai, but I'm like, no way, I'm done.
Yeah, like I've even got to create the costumes, so that's gonna be fun.
Ugh, that's gonna be a riot.
Yep.
So, any other reasons as to why you hate Mr. Mime, or can I just go on to me bitching about mine?
Now you can bitch about yours, and I know what yours is, so you go ahead.
Yeah. So yeah, fun fact, guys. Tina, just like Beefy before they were on the show, has seen every podcast. So there's nothing I can't say that will surprise her. I'm trying to get Darker to come on Shiny Hunt by threatening a good time with this story. Oh my god. Oh my god. But yeah, for those of you that don't know, my least favorite Pokemon, believe it or not, is a Dark type in the form of a Lowland Persian. For multitudes of reasons. First off, design. Absolutely horrendous, butt ugly, dirt trash, POS Pokemon I have ever seen in my life. The fact that it looked like it swallowed watermelon and it got stuck there. The gray is just very off-putting. The blue gem is stupid. It should have stayed red. The overall face features of it just make it look very pompous and greedy, and it just does not settle with me. But then came the biggest slap in the face to me personally, because before Piers and Marnie were a thing, the very first the closest thing we ever got to a dark type gym leader was Nanu, the Kahuna of Ula Ula Island. But then, when you finally battle him, his ace is that absolutely horrendous piece of shit punt to the sun cat. And I actually just bought my nose right there with my thumb. Ugh. Anyway. But anyway. If Nanu had just used the Alolan Muck, that would have been a much harder battle, but instead he had to use that piece of shit cat, and it just does not settle at all. And on top of that, they gave it a great ability in Fur Coat, but it's such a shit mon. And on top of that, its evolution method is different from the Cantonian variant, because you just have to level up Meowth to level 28. But then for a Galarian Meowth, you have to evolve it via friendship at night. I don't want to befriend this stupid thing. That's why I never used it. It was a pain in the ass getting it for my Alola decks, and I never want to do it again.
I can understand that. Like, I think a lot of people don't like how it looks, but I get your own personal vendetta towards it.
It is the one Pokemon that is forever banned in the Dark Kingdom. I didn't even catch one for my Dark Lock in Ultra Moon.
I don't blame you.
No, never catched it, never used it, never. But then, long became my very first shiny hunt redeem. They made me shiny hunt a Galarian Meowth. No, wait, they made me shiny hunt Alolan Meowth for Alolan Persian. And for 4 hours, I suffered, but got it at 192 eggs, then traded it off to the guy who redeemed it, aka Shrix the Lion. And literally, it existed in my game for a solid 3 minutes before it vacated, and, before it could infect my game with a virus, it left my game entirely.
That's fair. I really hope Mr. Mime doesn't take me 4 hours. I swear I'll lose my mind.
How are you hunting it is my question.
I don't know.
Well, I think the easiest method for you is to go in Legends Arceus, but, I will say that mainly I did eggs because it was the only way I could, and on top of that, I didn't give it the option to choose I gave the option to choose the type of hunt, but it was the only hunt available. Right. So the fact that your Mr. Mime has multiple hunt variations, you better not say, hey, how should I hunt this? Don't leave it up to the community, because they want you to have the longest hunt ever, so try to make it as short as humanly possible, is my opinion.
Yeah, I'll try.
Alright. Now, out of all the shiny Pokemon that exist, which one either gave you the most difficulty ever, or can you just not stand at all? Which one do you don't like the most?
If I have a specific one, but there are some that I know everybody says they don't like the ones that barely change, but there are also a lot of green shinies that I don't like. So, I really don't like the color of, Poliwrath and Hitmonlee. It's just the wrong kind of green to me.
Mm-hmm.
And then there is, Alolan Graveler just looks like poop. In my opinion. It just looks like poop.
That's the first time I've heard someone call Alolan Graveler crap.
Yeah,
literally.
I just think it looks like poop.
So a combination of least change shinies, Alolan Graveler, and Hitmonlee and Poliwrath because of green.
Yeah.
I will say there are green shinies that are good, and some I have more respect for.
I know a lot of people don't, but I really like Espeon shiny green. I like that a lot.
I like that one too. But we got a question. I believe this is for both of us. How do you feel about shiny Jolteon and how they straight up did it dirty? What are you talking about?
I mean, I can understand why some people don't like it. I don't mind it personally, but imagine if they'd made it blue. Like lightning electric.
Jeez, it's like clockwork now.
What happened?
My OBS disconnected for a second.
Oh.
It's like, dude, it's like clockwork now.
I'm having a...
have that. No, like, I don't know what's going on. Like, for the past, like, month, I've had, like, OBS disconnect and reconnect randomly at least, like, once a week. On the, specifically on the weekend. I don't know what's going on.
I know Punch
I think it's
gets
just
that
my,
a lot, actually.
I think it's just my internet being an absolute bitch, but, that's not, but, I'm just gonna forget that happened. Did my
Oh, you know,
did my Discord
you
just go
know
off
what?
saying I went live again? Oh, what'd you say?
You know, I just thought of another shiny I don't like.
Which one?
Hisuian Quillfish. It creeps me out.
I don't like that Pokemon specifically, but I think its shiny is decent. Well, you know, it said it went live again.
I don't know. It's the lips that change color. It creeps me out.
It said it went live again, so hopefully the... Alright, it said it went live again, so hopefully that didn't, like, restart the entire stream.
It has on my end.
Let me check something really quick. Pardon me for being unprofessional here for a sec.
That's fine. Tech stuff happens.
Yep.
Oh,
Damn
now
it.
it's refreshed.
Damn it, yeah, restart the whole damn stream.
Damn it.
Why does it do that? I'll have to talk with the OBS Discord. I hate that. Now I actually have to edit this now I have to actually edit the video. I can't video edit.
Oh, I'm not very good either. I just snip stuff together.
Yeah, I mean, I highlight these and post them to YouTube, but now I have to actually put this together. Now I have to actually put these two videos together, and I suck at video editing.
That's fair. I mean, just stitch them. It'll be fine.
Calm down, me. Calm down. All right. So, my least favorite shiny got introduced in Generation 9, and it's solely because they really did great Pokemon dirty, and they Charcadet, Armarouge, and Ceruledge, they just completely butchered what the shinies could have been. They just completely butchered them.
Yeah.
They could have made it so much better, but they didn't. All they did was change the freaking color of their eyes. That's literally me taking off my sunglasses and saying, "Hi, I'm shiny." That's literally all it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, it disappointed me so much that I refuse to shiny hunt these Pokemon. I will never shiny hunt them. And I always say that all they had to do was make Charcadet a charcoal gray color to make it look like, you know, they had to make it look like, you know, burnt out charcoal, and then they could have swapped the color schemes of Armarouge and Ceruledge, and it would have been just fine. But nope. Yeah. Like, they intentionally did this because shinies are not auto-generated anymore. They are designed. They are fully designed. So somebody purposely made these shinies bad, and I want to kick their ass.
Yeah, I don't really get the concept behind it. The only reason I have 3 shiny Charcadet is I hunt something else, and then I get it, and I'm like, oh, I have sandwich time left. Oh, let's just go and get one because I have sandwich time left. And it always happens, like, within 5 minutes I've got a shiny. It's really weird.
Yeah, it is beyond weird in my opinion, because freaking I mean, I've never randomly found one, and thank God I haven't, because I would probably kill it because I hate it so much.
Fair.
I mean, if those shinies weren't so bad, I would have just said Regice, because I can't tell the difference. I can tell the difference between some shinies. Even in a 3D rendering, I can't tell the difference.
Yeah, I agree. Like, it's really, really hard to see. That's what I mean. Like, Pokemon that barely change are just naff shinies, full stop.
Ugh. Yeah, absolutely horrendous. And there's a demon bot saying I went live.
Oh,
again.
Yeah.
Makes me rip my hair out. Well, I never shiny hunted it, so I wouldn't know. I wouldn't have known. Or I've never shiny hunted it, so.
I have. I didn't know the first time I found one, other than my Pokemon being like, I'm not attacking this, else I would not have noticed it.
Let's see. Alright, well. Now we have to get to this point where I'm, yeah, Christ. That's the second time today. Please do not tell me that it frickin' restart the entire stream again.
I think it did.
Why is it doing this? Yeah, restart the entire stream again. What the crap? Ah, this is gonna absolutely suck. Alright. Hey, are we still live, guy? Like, can everyone still hear us, please? Can everyone just let us know? Stream restarted, but there is no visual? What do you mean there's no visual, Ritzels?
I can see it.
Alright, back to the topic at hand. What is your least favorite shiny and why?
Right. So, like, ones that barely change, like any that barely change. Which
Oh wait, hold on, wait, no. Sorry. Not the shiny. Now I'm getting off topic. What is your least favorite? What is your least favorite type and why?
My least favorite type is bug.
Bugs.
I don't like. I have arachnophobia. So I don't like spiders, and they're always bug type.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, the bug type kind of confuses me sometimes, like the weaknesses and the resistances and stuff. So, yeah, bug type is my least favorite.
Okay. So is this where you wanted to argue with me because my least favorite type is fairy?
Correct. But you carry on. I'll get to the argument in a minute with what you're about to say.
I feel a feeling it's my topic about to bring up. The puppy does not need to be fairy.
Well, here we go then. Here you go. So, we were talking about the episode earlier, the trouble with Snubble, and it evolves into the Gramble.
Uh-huh.
Now, back then, fairy type wasn't a thing, right?
Yeah.
However, Ash's Pokedex for Gramble literally says Gramble, the fairy Pokemon. So
what?
it 100% deserves to be a fairy type because that is what the Pokedex entry in the anime says.
That's the anime, not the...
Still says it. So it deserves to be a fairy type.
That is the anime, not the official Pokemon. Like, freaking... Hold on. On Cerebi, Gramble is listed as... If it can load on my phone. Huh? Classification. Fairy Pokemon. Oh wait, is this why this thing has been as a fairy type? Because its classification is fairy type, fairy Pokemon?
Exactly. This is my point.
What is this crap?
I've been waiting so long to tell you this. You have no idea.
This is genuine shock on my face. I have never seen this.
Yep. See, I know all about it.
I still don't think it needs to be a fairy type because it looks nothing like a fairy.
Like, I admit, like, you look at Gramble, you think it looks like a menacing dog, but also, the Gramble in that episode is not menacing at all. Like, yes, okay, the Snubble and Gramble wants to bite Meowth's tail all the time, but it's not terrifying. I've watched the episode a million times. It's so cute.
Okay. But anyway, like, I will admit there are fairy types that I like. I do like Alolan Ninetales. I do like Mimikyu. I do like Gardevoir. I do like Togekiss. I do like Grimmsnarl. Those 5 I can stand. Any of the fairy types I just cannot stand. It's just like I don't like. It mainly derives from the fact that I am a dark type specialist. I specialize in dark types. But
I get that.
But I don't understand why they had to nerf dark types. They didn't need to get nerfed. And then on top of that, they gave one of my favorite Pokemon of all time, Hydreigon, the 4 times weakness. So basically, Hydreigon's the absolute makes fairies fairies make Hydreigon their bitch, and I don't like that one bit. Then, like on top of that, like I said, the Snubble and Gramble line, in my opinion, does not need to be a fairy type. It never should have been. It never needs to be. It should have just stayed normal type, and that would have been fine. But I digress. That was that was a shock right there. That was
Oh,
a
there you go.
genuine. That was a genuine shock right there. I
You
did not
learn
know
something
that.
new.
I did.
Every time you brought it up, I was screaming. Like when I've been watching back the podcast on YouTube, I've been screaming at the screen. You just wait. You just wait.
Yeah, I can imagine that. I mean, you could have obviously told me that while we were doing a podcast, but I guess you wanted the honor of doing it yourself,
Exactly.
which is fully understandable. All right. All right, so out of all the Pokemon games to exist, which one is your least favorite and why?
Um, Other than kind of like the fighting ones like Pokken and Unite, which I'm not into, um, Pearl just seems boring to me compared to the other stories. I don't really remember a lot about the stories of those games, so I'm just gonna go with Pearl, honestly, out of the main ones, and then Pokken Unite for like the spin-offs.
Pocket and Unite for the spin-offs.
Mm.
I mean, there are some people that are big into Unite. I never got into it because I'm just not a big fan of Clash Royale games or some
Yeah,
bullcrap
same.
like that.
Yeah.
And plus, I think in the overall popularity between Generation 4, Dialga probably overtook Palkia.
I do love Palkia. I don't know. When I originally played Pearl, I know I played it and I did not remember the story at all. So I was just like, that's my least memorable. So why not?
Interesting. And this is also where you might want to argue with me because my least favorite Pokemon game is X and Y.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, there are parts of the games that I love. I love Greninja, I love Yveltal, but it's like the same argument I give over and over again. The games are way too easy. Like,
Guess.
I understand since Generation 6 they're doing hand holding, but they did hand holding to the max. It's so like Greninja's not a bad Pokemon by any means. I cleared the entire region with a Greninja. But on top of that, they just did so many things wrong. I get this was the first ever 3D Pokemon game, but they just did so many things wrong. They didn't give the Elite Four 5 Pokemon. They didn't give any of them Mega Evolutions. And the champion, the champion. People say that Geeta is the worst champion of all time. She is not. She's not the worst champion. It is Diantha for one solid reason. Diantha isn't in her game. Geeta is. Geeta has been seen more in like the first hour of gameplay than the Diantha is for the entirety of the game. You literally only talk to her 4 times unless you do not challenge her again. You only speak to her 4 times in the entire game. That's it. It pisses me off so much.
Like, I don't remember X and Y being that hard, to be fair. Like, the only thing I ever had issue with was the final Lysander fight, personally, but that's the only fight I remember having any difficulty with, so I understand that it is kind of an easy game, especially since they introduced a new type, and like you said, they were hand-holding a lot. Like, I get that. And I get the whole that the 3D stuff wasn't great, especially for some people. It pisses me off sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, but I still love the game.
I never liked it. All right. Now that we're finally off that topic, we can finally move on to the next topic of conversation. All right, so what I liked is for the guests to give me their very first experience with Pokemon. It could be anything as long as it was, Pokemon related, TCG, games, anime, etc. Like, what was your first introduction to the Pokemon world?
So I think my first things were the anime and cards, because we, as kids, kids have those birthday play places, right?
Uh-huh.
One that I used to go to a lot would sell Pokemon cards, so kind of we just saw them and we were like, oh yeah, we want those. So that's a fond memory of buying those and opening them. I unfortunately don't have them anymore. My parents threw them out when we moved house.
Uh-huh.
But then I also got a GameCube for my 10th birthday and played Colosseum, and then the Game Boy and Sapphire. And then yeah, just fell in love with it and kept going.
Just kept going from there.
Mm.
Yeah, that's I got kind of a similar story. I mean, I started initially with the anime when it came to there's Demon Bot saying I went live again. But yeah, my first experience was actually with the anime. I borrowed a 3-episode cassette that involved Pokemon Shipwreck, the Isle of Giant Pokemon, and Tentacruel. And ever since then, it has like taken over my entire world because I fell in love with the anime. Then I got introduced to the card game. To this day, I still don't know how to play these cards, but I do have them from time to time. Then I finally played my first Pokemon game in Sapphire, and I just fell in love with the game series, so that's pretty much where it took off from there. I mean, I think the fact that Pokemon is forever changing is why it has stuck with me so much, because the fact that I'm autistic, the fact that it keeps changing, it keeps my interest in it, so that's why it has stuck with me all this time, because there's not a lot of things in my life that has stuck with me for so long, but Pokemon has been a part of my life for the past 20 years, so it's like, yeah. Thank God it changes so much, because otherwise I probably wouldn't be where I am today.
That's fair. That's fair. I always played with my siblings growing up. Mostly my brother, because my sister fell off of it, and he's actually autistic as well. So I can definitely understand that.
Cool to know. Thank you for the love, Strix. We've been having a difficult time tech today. I'm gonna have to have somebody edit the video before I can post it to YouTube. That's gonna be a pain. All right. The next step in the next step in the podcast is the emote elaboration. What I would like you to do is post some Pokemon related emotes from your channel in the chat, and just give us some backstory behind them, why they're there, maybe who drew them. Just give us the inside scoop.
Okay. Right. I'm gonna start with this one. This is probably one of my oldest ones. And this is from an underground shiny hunting competition. We were the first team to like start. And one of our team found a shiny Geodude. And guess what happened to it?
It blew up.
It blew up.
Was this from was this from the Underground Showdown by Shine Patrol?
No, it was another event, but I can't remember what the blinking event was called. But unfortunately they don't do the events anymore. They did 2 underground competitions, which we took part in, but they were fun. But we would have won if we had not lost that Geodude. So that's the annoying thing. I had to pay homage to that. Had to. Then we've got my Shiny Duck emote, which of course is Snubble. Of course. We've got my hi emotes because I fell in love with Cricketune, because I actually didn't know the meme about Cricketune. I fell in love with it, and then I found out about the meme, and I was like, oh my god, this has to be part of my channel. Oh, I forgot this one. We have this Snubble emote as well. Pat the Snubble. I'm going to pat the Snubble.
Oh, I see.
What else have we got? We've got the Tea Party and the Synesthete sticking out its tongue. Because I don't know, I love the Synesthete line.
Okay.
And what else have we got? Okay, I've got a couple more. We've got the Dedenne eating chocolate, because I call my shiny Dedenne chocolate because they're brown.
Understandable.
And then we'll do my 2 newest ones, which are Anumal dancing and Oshawott kind of saying woot, because I accidentally kept typing Oshawoot instead of Oshawott.
Oh, I see.
So yeah, there's just a few.
I see.
And they're all drawn by me and then digitized by my other half.
Oh, I see. Alright, making your own emotes. I like that. Alright. I'm just gonna post a batch of them all at once, because I got too many Pokemon emotes to go about. Get them all in there. And bam.
Yeah.
So most of these were drawn by Video Game Shay and Sunny on Twitch. The Giggle one was for for the, whenever somebody was, wanted to say something funny, they would put the giggle in front of there to like say like, hey, I'm trying to be funny here. I got High Dragon banned, but the fact it's like Shay has a very unique. I mean, Shay has a very unique art style where even if it's menacing, it's cute. Except for the Houndour drawing, which was absolutely menacing. The fact that this High Dragon is supposed to look menacing, but it looks cute is kind of like a little bit of a joke, but at the same time, it's a very well drawn emote. Reggie Drago is my shiny luck emote because Reggie Drago is my first on-screen shiny. Most of my emotes that are based off of Demon have meanings. Shiny hype, rage. The OG Demon emote, which is actually a redraw. We got Piers Obstagoon over there in the corner with the mic. That's one of my tier. That's like my tier 3 emote right there. I got Umbreon blushing, GG's in a dust ball. Lantern is one of my emotes because I fell in love with Lantern thanks to a Thunderlock I did in Shield, which I'm ashamed to say she didn't make it to the finale. She died.
Aww.
Because of a mistake I made.
Oh no.
And then we got Shiny Pog for Zoroark, so I got 2 shiny emotes based off the Zoroark line. Then I got Grimmsnarl Sus. I mean, no one uses this, not even me, so it's like, what the heck?
I like the emote though.
Yeah, but then I got my standard High and Lurk emotes based off of Shiny Greninja and Darkrai. Then I got my Urshifu Flex, that's single strike style. And then my most used emote ever, my Galarian Zigzagoon Heart emote.
Yeah, that's very cute. Very cute.
Yeah, like I think the hype, rage, love, and shiny luck were from a Fiverr designer. I do not remember who they were, but they were from Fiverr. But that pretty much sums that up. All right, so now this is where we can finally give our shared experiences between like some of the most insane moments we've had on stream, some of the most insane things we've ever done in Twitch in general. So, as I would talk about earlier in today, first off, again, thank you so much for telling Nomi to invite me to 151. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Like, how did that go? Like, how did that go about? Because like I wasn't in the initial pool of invites, and I will be genuinely honest here. I was pretty sour for a bit, but then I got over. But then I got over it. But then, like, literally the day before, you were like, "Hey, get with Nomi. She's gonna invite you to this." I'm like, "What the hell?" So
Yeah.
how did that go? How did that go about?
So I was seeing some people like comment on Twitter, like saying they'd be maybe interested in it and stuff. And like, I noticed that some of these people weren't in the Discord. So I was messaging Nomi about like all these people. And then I just messaged like you guys, the people that I was telling her about back, just to be like, hey, like, she can invite you, talk to Nomi, just because like I didn't want people to miss out.
Yeah, and thank God that I didn't. Thank God that I didn't. I know that you didn't get one in the initial
I
chat.
screwed myself out of it.
What do you mean? Wait, what?
Yeah, so I was actually hunting on my Switch and the Switch Lite. I wasn't recording the Switch Lite because I was an idiot, and guess what happened on the Switch Lite? Shiny Zapdos.
What?
And I didn't make it in because I wasn't recording it.
Shit.
Yep.
I didn't know that.
I was gutted.
Well, everyone knows what happened to me. Freaking Dragonite came out of the sky.
Hmm.
I mean, hell, NerdOut actually shared that clip on their Twitter page, and I'm like, oh my god, they actually shared my clip.
Yeah, it's crazy. There's stuff that can happen in Let's Go's nuts.
There's the Dragonite clip, KK. Yeah, I almost missed it too because all I saw was its tiny little green Tootsie popping out of the screen like right here.
Mm.
Like right here. And
Yeah.
I nearly missed it, but then I looked over for 2 seconds and I'm like, Greenfoot, holy crap!
Yeah,
I chased after it.
When I saw like your name pop up that you got the Dragonite, I was like, damn!
What do you mean clip doesn't work? It should work. Ugh. Go to my go to my featured clips. You should be able to find it if that chat command's not working for some reason. But anyway, but yeah, even though you didn't get one in 151, you did get one in Gen 2, which was the boy behind you.
I did. I lost my mind. It was in OG Crystal, and I literally screamed probably the loudest and longest I've ever screamed at a shiny, and then proceeded to break down into tears.
That's gonna be one interesting clip in the video.
Oh god, like...
Fun fact, the only thing that's keeping us from making, well, keeping Nerd Out from making a Gen 2 video is Guinness. They have yet to approve the records. Yeah. After nearly a year. Yeah. After over a year.
I really, really want this to be... I really want the Gen 2 record to be a thing just because, like, that meant so much to me, especially after getting screwed out the first challenge. If we don't get it, I'll be so sad.
We should get it. I mean, after all, Jazz got a partnership with them, and I got the and hey, I'm the pseudo collector of this series now because I'm the guy that got the Dragonite and the Tyranitar. So so this has to be a thing.
Yeah. I mean, even if it doesn't end up being Guinness World Records, like, I think when they find out, they still want to do the events for charity and stuff, but it might just not be for Guinness anymore.
If Guinness will just get off their asses and improve the records, then we'll keep doing it because we still they want to do Gen 3, but we can't do it without Guinness approving the Gen 2.
Exactly. I have no idea what I'm going to hunt for Gen 3.
Oh, I already know. Metagross and Salamence.
Yours is easy. I'm just like, I gotta pick a Pokemon I like.
You'll figure out something. But yeah, aside from the 151 Shiny Challenge, like, what are some of the, like, best moments you have had on Twitch or just, like, in Pokemon in general? So just give us the inside scoop.
Like I mentioned earlier, like, I've always grown up playing the Pokemon games with my siblings, and that's just like something that holds dear to my heart. But yeah, I've got some ridiculous shinies on stream, like the Snubble. That was crazy. I took part in like a radar hunting thing that another streamer hosted. I can't remember who it was off the top of my head. But I found a full odds non-sparkly patch shiny Togepi. That was insane. And then yeah, just like, I don't know, just like meeting friends through Pokemon. Like, I met a whole group of friends through playing the Pokemon TCG, actually, at a local shop, which was amazing. Yeah, like pulling amazing cards, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
The one thing I will say is 1 year for my birthday, my husband made me a G-Max Alchemy cake. I don't have a picture right now, but I'll have to send it to you. And his brother made me a, like, clay G-Max Alchemy figure, which is amazing. I would get it for you, but it's all the way the other side of the room.
Oh, wow.
It's so cool.
Yeah, I think, like, the only, like, real Pokemon, like, unique Pokemon thing that I got in any shape or form is probably, I don't know, like, if it'll stay connected together. My glowing Lego Pokeball.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I made this during my first 24-hour. I thought it would take me a while, but it only took me like an hour and a half.
Wow.
Yeah, if it'll actually stay together, I can put it back.
I just like look around my room and I'm like, oh, that's Pokemon, that's Pokemon.
But yeah, I mean, I always keep saying that how there are so many Pokemon related things that have changed my overall, like, outlook on everything. I mean, heck, getting those Guinness certificates, that was like, I did not think in a million years I would partake in a world record. So it's like, holy crap, what have I done?
At least I'm part of 2 of them. If it's not all 3, at least I'm part of 2.
Yeah. But yeah, like some of the craziest shiny reactions I've ever had, a good chunk of them were actually in Let's Go. I got a shiny Alolan Vulpix in Let's Go after 4,041 trades. Was not, I knew it was going to be a long hunt because it was full odds, but I genuinely didn't think I would get it under odds, even though it was slightly under odds.
Yeah, that's
But
crazy.
then came the Dragonite. Then we got Nidoran before I revamped my entire setup. That was like that was the craziest one of the craziest ones I had because I was over the ledge in a patch
Mm.
of grass and it spawned. I had to run all the way around,
Oh,
so it could have easily despawned,
yeah.
but to my surprise and to my luck, it didn't. It just ran ran a little bit with me and it went in the bushes.
Oh.
It was like it was destined for me to have it.
Yeah, that reminds me actually. I was doing DAs for Latios, not Latias this time. And literally three of us got the shiny at the same time.
The shiny
That
Latios at the same time.
yeah, yeah,
Damn.
yeah.
That's like everyone getting like for me that's like everyone getting shiny Solgaleo before I did. I had people that were doing Solgaleo raids with me just so I could get the chance to get it even though they already had it.
Yeah, it's DAs are bananas.
I haven't done like a full DA hunt since I got Zygarde.
Ugh, I stopped doing Zygarde, so I realized I have a shiny Zygarde from something else already. So I was like, I don't want to do
I
that.
had shiny Zygarde from the event that happened a while back, but I didn't have a real one. So
Fair.
yeah, we had my shiny Kyurem. I mean, we were seeing that's a crazy reaction.
Mm.
Probably the let's see, what was like the craziest reaction that I've had like in Scarlet and Violet? I think, geez, was it my Bombirdier or was it something else? I genuinely don't remember. But yeah, um,
Are you gonna be like Destiny Mark hunting a shiny for your birthday?
I'm not sure. I mean, I didn't know it was a thing because my birthday actually was November 18th, the day Scarlet and
Yeah,
Violet released.
yeah,
So I didn't know it was a thing. If I knew it was a thing, I might have done that, but no. But yeah, I mean, it kind of sucks for me personally because when Pokemon games release on my birthday, like I'm trying to promote the new games on my
yeah.
birthday. But
Mm.
the problem is when new games release, most of the attention on Twitch is derived to the larger creators. So us
Yeah.
small boys get left in the dust. Us small boys and gals get left in the dust.
Yeah, I get that.
But yeah, my birthday this past couple of years, thanks to the community, have been amazing. I mean, I got two amazing cakes from them. I don't have pictures of them right now, but I'll send them to you later. The first one was literally a Goon Squad themed cake with my logo
Aw.
on it, and then the second one was a Dust Ball themed cake with a similar aspect to the previous one, but not entirely. This year they're aiming for an ice cream cake, so hopefully they do that.
Aw,
It's
my husband made me another Pokemon cake this year, and it looked like Dedenne.
Yeah, my mod Elise is the one that buys it for me, so that's also very special.
Aw.
My entire 24-hour stream that I had back in April of last year was also very special because it was my first time I streamed for 24 hours straight, and thank God no tech issues happened, so
Ugh.
it was like a straight 24-hour VOD. But I mean, my family came and played with me. I freaking that was the start of the Darkrai massacre. That was the start.
Oh.
That was the start. God, so much wrong. Do you know that I'm nearly 16? I'm over 16,000 resets for it now.
I knew you were almost at 16 recently, so yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, Thursday was the mantle. Thursday was the no
Ugh.
wait. Friday was the day it happened.
It's not, but I'm really hoping so. I made a boo boo recently, shiny hunting in BDSP. Um, I found shiny Arceus and it killed itself. So I've got
No.
to rehunt that, and I'm so hoping it doesn't go as long as your Darkrai's gone, even for one shiny.
That's
Yeah,
why I got a master ball. That's why I got two master balls so I could just master ball both of those guys.
yeah, I didn't have a Master Ball, sadly. I do now because some lovely people in my community gifted me Master Ball.
Yeah.
That was
Always
horrible.
keep a master ball handy for a shiny mythical.
It was only 90 resets.
19!
I was just like,
Bloody hell, woman!
it killed itself.
Oh my god. Oh my
I was
god.
so upset.
Oh, that bloody hurts. That bloody
Mm.
hurts.
Yeah, I
Oh, that
cried. I cried.
that hurts so bad. That hurts. That hurts. That really hurts. F in the chat for Shiny God. Yeah, F in the chat for that. Oh my god, that hurts. That
Oh.
hurts.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, that hurts.
Never thought I would fail a shiny like that, but there you go.
But yeah, I mean, also this wasn't strictly Pokemon based, but thanks to Twitch, I have met some like half of my mod team and a good and a couple of my VIPs IRL. I mean, the trip happened last year in August, but I met these guys. These guys are pretty amazing. I mean,
Aww.
you could see me baby faced like right there. I mean, this was literally like 3 days after the Galar Shiny Showdown, where
Ah.
Shine shaved his beard off.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah, I shaved mine off too for emotional support.
Yeah, I do remember that.
So yeah, these guys have never seen me IRL with a beard. So hopefully next time I see these guys, I'm not baby faced.
Yeah, I have met one member of my, well, I say my community. I met him on Twitch, and he actually got an invite to my wedding. So
I mean, I don't think I'm ever gonna get married, but if I ever do, Trix, you want to be my best man?
aww.
It's either gonna be him or my brother-in-law, so I have to make a choice.
That's fair. I mean, I've known people have two best men, and I actually had two maids of honor. So do whatever you want.
A Dark Queen needs a Dark King one day. I don't know if it'll ever happen, but we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. Maybe I'll meet someone at a concert in a couple of weeks. I don't know.
No, you never know. Never know.
I don't know. All right, so now we're at the point of the podcast where I like to discuss Pokemon news and relevance news. I actually got a few articles I'd like to talk about that I found, but the main thing the main talking point is the Teal Mask is in 3 days.
I know, it's crazy.
What are you most excited for the Teal Mask? Like anything that's in there. What are you like gonna be like? I have to play this now.
Oh, like, I think I'm more excited about the other expansion, but let me look, like, what Pokemon have been confirmed for the Teal Mask, because I forget. That's a good point. Because it's probably
Like
going to
I'm
be
not
that I'm more excited about the Pokemon than anything.
To me personally, I honestly don't care who comes back, but I just want the storyline of the DLC to be good. I want a really decent story.
I like the bird. I like the bird thing. I can't remember what it's called, the pheasant thing or whatever the hell it's called.
That used to be in my top 10 most hated for a while.
Um, so the new Applin thing is interesting.
Yeah, the app. Yeah, I actually hunted a shiny Applin for Diplin, and
Yeah.
as soon as I figure out how to evolve it, I'm gonna see what its shiny looks like.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. The only Pokemon I'm seeing on the list that I'm like excited to come back is the Phantom and Trevenant line.
Mm-hmm.
I really, really like those. But yeah, I'm not that invested in the Teal Mask so much as the second, but it's still gonna be fun, I hope.
KK, do not complete that sentence. But anyway,
I
continue.
haven't actually ordered it yet.
I pre-ordered it for Scarlet, but I haven't bought it for Violet yet. I need to buy it for both because I need to decide on whether I'm gonna go back into my surprise lock into Kitagami, or however the name of the area is pronounced.
Yeah.
I have to decide on whether I'm gonna do that for both my surprise lock and my dark lock, because I did the initial Sword Dark lock with both the DLCs intact, but this will be the first time the DLCs are being released for. Oh yeah, speaking of that, Radiant Gliscor, do you know that there's a rumor going around that either that Gliscor or and Ambipom are going to get either new forms or a completely new evolution?
Oh, I haven't heard that, but that would be cool though.
So the rumor is, from what I understand, is that because like out of all the Pokemon we have seen in the trailers of the game, we've seen basically all of them except for Ambipom and Gliscor. Because we've seen Apom and
Right.
Gligar, but we haven't seen Gliscor or Ambipom. So the theory is
Okay.
that they're hiding either a new form evolution for Gliscor or a completely different evolution for Gligar.
That would be cool. Like, definitely for like Amber Pom as well. Like, because it's so black to me, I think giving it a new form would give it a new lease of life.
But yeah, like I said, I'm really excited for the storyline of this, and I'm also wondering what the hell's up with that giant teal mask terraform. Like, I'm wondering what the hell's up with that.
Yeah, I want to see what's underneath the mask properly, not just a little like peek. I want to see properly.
Yeah, yeah, we'll see what Ogerpon looks like. It's masked and unmasked form.
Hmm.
Or whatever the hell kind of form it's gonna be called.
Yeah. Yeah. I think when we're done tonight, I'm gonna pre-order it. We have 3 days left.
I mean, yeah, it's possible. All right. So if we're done talking about the DLC, there's actually a few news points I want to talk about. So have you been seeing the Hatsume Miku artwork for the Pokemon types on Twitter?
I have seen some, yes.
So I don't know, I don't know why they decided to do this, but I am very glad they did because these designs look, they look absolutely amazing. They've only done 5 so far: the Psychic, the Grass, the Fire, the Water, and the Electric. So far, these all look absolutely amazing.
They do it really cool, yeah.
I mean, Miku paired with Meloetta, Rillaboom, Skeledirge, Primarina, Rotom. I pray on everything that when they do Dark, she's not paired with a Alolan Persian. I hope
Oh my
she's
God.
paired. I hope she's paired. I really want her to be paired with Obstagoon. Please be paired with
Imagine.
Obstagoon or Grimmsnarl. One of the good Dark types, please.
If it's the cat, I will literally die laughing.
If it's the cat, I'm going to freaking find whoever. Like, they actually have the artist names on there. We have Take, Megumi Mizutani for 3 of them. Then we have Kanu. Whoever designed the dark one, if it's a Alolan Persian, I'm gonna find who you are and I'm gonna come find you.
Oh no. Oh no.
Yes, yes, yes. But that's
Oh
not
God.
the main thing. All right. So I found this article from MSN. It's made by a man named Mitchell Reed, and it's called Pokemon: 9 Hardest Games to Nuzlocke Ranked.
Okay.
Considering that you and I are both Nuzlockers, I figured this would be an interesting talking point.
Yeah.
So I don't know if these are ordered in from hardest to least hardest or anything. I've never actually read this article before, so let's see. See. It doesn't look like they're in any particular order, but the first thing I see is Fire Red and Leaf Green.
Hmm.
Me personally, I mean, I've never done a Nuzlocke run in these games, so I honestly can't give my opinion. But,
I did, and I think I found it pretty easy, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. I think that's one of the easiest Nuzlocks I've done. But then I could have just got lucky.
I mean, yeah, I mean, the encounters could have been ass, but considering it's just the original 151, it kind of begs the question too. But the second one they have on the list is actually Heart Gold and Soul Silver.
Hi.
Now I see a little bit more difficulty in there because you got to deal with 2 different regions and
Yeah.
red.
Yeah, exactly. Definitely. Yeah, I think I remember like having a bit of trouble with those games, to be honest. So that's understandable.
I mean, with my randomizer in Soul Silver, it's understandable because I mean it was a randomizer, not a legit Nuzlocke, but I've never actually legitimately Nuzlocked Heart Gold, Soul Silver. Maybe I'll do a Heart Gold Nuzlocke down the road, but I digress. But it says the next one is Sword and Shield.
Really?
I've done 6 different challenge runs in Sword and Shield, and I've never had that much trouble.
Yeah, I was gonna say I cannot see that being difficult. I've never done that one as a Nuzlocke, but I cannot see that being difficult. You've got so much choice for Pokemon.
Yeah. I mean, if you include both the DLCs, it adds more to the challenge, but it's still
Mm,
not the worst.
no. Hands down, no.
No, I don't agree with that at all.
No.
Personally, because I completed the whole region with dark types. But this one I do agree with, black and white.
Yeah, I can see that being difficult. I can see if you get some crap Pokemon, definitely.
Note, word of the wise, or should I say, fun fact, Hydrain used to be my most hated Pokemon of all time, thanks to Getsis.
Yeah, I can understand that.
His underleveled Hydreigon kept landing Focus Blasts. It had Flamethrower, it had Dragon Balls, it had Surf. It was a bitch to deal with for me. And I didn't know how to beat it because I didn't know what I knew it was a dragon type, but I didn't know what other typing it was. And it was such a bitch. It outsped and O-code my whole damn team. I couldn't get a hit on it. I don't understand why or how.
Yeah, that doesn't sound fun.
No, it wasn't fun. But here's one I think we can all agree with, Pokemon Emerald.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Definitely see that being hard.
I mean, I did like a speed run Nuzlocke of it for a charity event one time, and I only got to Moss Deep City before like my time period was up.
Uh that's not bad, to be fair though. Lost Steep's a decent way.
Ugh. Yeah, but this one I can't agree with in any sense or form. Sun and Moon. I can't agree
Oh
with this one
god.
at all.
No, like again, you have a lot of choice.
Yeah, you have a lot of opportunities to get decent mons,
Yeah.
but it wasn't as hard as Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon though. It wasn't as hard.
Okay.
I mean,
Like,
nuzlocking those games might be difficult if you have trouble with Ultra Necrozma.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I haven't actually nuzlocked Sun and Moon yet. That's my next one.
I see. But back to the Gen 5, it now lists Black 2 and White 2. This one I can also kind of agree with.
Yeah, I can see that being harder. Like, I think my first Nuzlocke I ever tried was Gen 5, and I failed it. So I can understand that.
I mean, my first randomizer Nuzlocke was White. Like, what was like, I think like the first vanilla Nuzlocke I did on Twitch, I think was my Sapphire Nuzlocke.
Yeah, I haven't done a, like, proper just straight Nuzlocke. I probably will someday, but I don't know, things like attacks and stats and stuff that well. I always do randomizers, but they can still be difficult.
We'll see. Platinum's also on the list. This one I can also agree with, thanks to Cynthia and
Yeah,
Cyrus.
yeah, yeah, definitely. Like, even playing BDSP, I was lucky because I leveled up a ton, but Cynthia is a beast.
Yeah, she. Like I have my favorite champion is Steven, but Cynthia is the most difficult one
Oh yeah.
by a landslide.
Uh-huh. Just yeah.
Especially
Not
leading off with a Spiritomb. I mean, come on.
fun. Mm. And like
Leading with... Go ahead.
even if you have like a good answer to Garchomp, it can still hit you like a tank.
Exactly. If you got a Weavile that can outspeed, you can take care of it pretty easily. But if you don't have that and you have another Garchomp and it outspeeds you, you're going down for the count.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Garchomp is meant. Speaking of the devil, Ultra Sun and Moon are on this list. And that I can slightly agree with, thanks to Ultra Necrozma.
Yeah, I was gonna say Ultra Necrozma was interesting to say the least.
Yeah, very, 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 very interesting. The first time I faced that thing, it took me like 10 tries to beat it.
Wow. I can't remember myself. I don't think it was too many, but like I always forget about Ultra Necrozma. I'm not gonna lie. It's one of my most forgettable Pokemon.
I haven't forgot about it.
Yeah. I just, it fought it, done. Never saw it again.
Oh my god. Actually, fun fact, I actually started my very first playthrough of Ultra Moon with a shiny Rowlet.
Oh, I love
And I
Rowlet.
wasn't hunting for it.
Wow.
I only did 3 resets and I found it shiny. I was looking for an
That's
adamant
insane.
nature. I was looking for an adamant or a jelly natured one.
I've never reset for a starter, and I don't think I ever will, but, you know, I'll give credit to people that do that.
Yeah, that's freaking insane.
Mm.
All right, that's the end of that article. But for this article, I need to ask you this first. On a scale of 1 to 10, what's your anime knowledge, or how much of the anime have you seen?
Uh, like the first 3 seasons and Journeys.
First 3 seasons and Journeys.
I'm trying to watch them all again. I am
I,
trying to.
I see. All right, well, I haven't seen this article yet. This one's from MSN.com, and it's by a guy named Joseph Hendale. I'm probably sure that's a foreign name. I'm probably butchered it like hell. It's called Pokemon Ash's Biggest Mistakes.
Okay.
Considering that for the English version of the anime, Ash's journey is officially over, I feel like it'd be proper to go back and find out when Ash was such a dumbass.
Oh, all the time.
Yes, all the time. But let's see. Let's see if let's see if we can figure out more of his mistakes. Let's see. There's actually some pin notes here before they go into like highlighted points, but there's a few basic points here. So one reads, Ash's lack of preparation and disregard for his Pokemon's well-being is a major flaw. He doesn't carry any healing items and instead relies on rushing into a Pokemon Center for quick healing, which is dangerously short-sighted.
Yep. I was actually going to say.
I mean, to be fair, there's... Go ahead.
I was just going to say, yeah, he never has healing. Like, what the hell is with that?
Well, to be fair, there's not a lot of healing when it comes to Pokemon. I mean, when you see these Pokemon battles, they just return to their Pokeballs and they never see the light of day again until they go to the Pokemon Center.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, Brock has potions in the anime.
I mean, yeah, but it's like used for whenever a Pokemon gets like a scrape or whatnot, not like freaking getting mauled by an Ursaring.
Well, true.
All right. Oh, yo, what's up, Squid? All right. Next one. Ash's reckless bravery often puts himself and his Pokemon in unnecessary danger. He jumps into dangerous situations without a plan, relying on luck and plot convenience to escape unharmed. His actions are often more foolish than admirable. That I can also agree with.
Yep.
There's just some things Ash just should have never done. There's a pointed point. Ash's habit of starting from scratch each new region goes against all logic. He gives away his experienced Pokemon and focuses on catching new ones, which hinders his progress. There's no reason to believe that Pokemon in new regions are weak. And the new regions are weaker, so having a seasoned party would be beneficial. This I can absolutely agree with because for fuck's sake, Ash should have never beat Leon with that Journeys team. He should have used all of his aces from the previous generations, but no.
Yeah. It's so dumb.
It's so stupid. I can say it safely. He could have keep Lucario, that's fine. But the rest of the team, no, go away. Give me back Charizard. Give me back Infernape. Give me Sceptile. Give me Crocodile.
Who would not want to have seen Charizard versus Charizard? Like, come on.
I mean, we got that in, Alon versus Leon, but it's Alon.
Exactly. We need Ash's Charizard.
Yes, give me Ash's Charizard, damn it. God. It was just so stupid. That stuff just really grinded my gears.
Oh no, I feel that 100%.
Let's see, there's a few other points right here. There's also about not carrying items in general. Like held items that there was also the point where he was kidnapped by the squirrels and he had to go run into town for super potion. He doesn't carry most of like handy items that can increase Pokemon's power, stuff like that.
Mm.
Like the game, like also, I mean, the anime doesn't think like the games, but give us some game logic in the anime, at least a little.
Yeah, I do wish there was a bit more crossover with that.
Yeah. Let's see. There's also, let's see. There's also this basic point: sleeping in. That was his biggest flaw in general, because he would have started with a Blastoise, but he got a Pikachu instead.
Pikachu is cute though.
For me it's just overrated.
No, to be fair, my favorite of the Gen 1 starters lines is the Blastoise line, 100%.
I can see that. My favorite of the OG ones is Venusaur.
Yeah, I do hear a lot of people say that. Like, don't get me wrong, Charizard is cool, but it is very, very overused.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All right. So now we come to the point of the podcast where I like for the guests to give us a little bit of an inside scoop to their future goals or plans for whatever they have in terms of content creation. So you said you wanted. So here's the thing. Ever since I created the Dark Conquest, so far I have had two unique individuals. Well, I wouldn't say copy my methoding, but they have created their own series based off of what I have done. We have Cybernetic Axis, who created the Cyberlock Steel Invasion with nothing but Steel types, and then we have my boy Shrix, who is doing the Thunder Brigade with only Electric types. And now you want to take a page out of my book, and you want to become the Fairy Queen and become the Fairy Kingdom.
Yep. I don't know when it'll happen, but 100%. I don't know.
I will say, if you decide to do this, first off, because fairy types are in later games, you're going to have to do some tinkering with game development.
Yeah.
But also, if you decide to do this, which game are you going to start in?
Oh, X and Y.
Of course,
it has to be.
Yeah, I shouldn't have asked. I went in reverse chronological order because at the most recent time, Sword and Shield were the most relevant games, so I just went in reverse chronological order. Ow.
Fair.
But yeah, aside from that, is there anything else you want to share that that you're possibly going to be doing down the road, or what you have planned for?
Not particularly. The only thing I have coming up is something that I do every year, which is kind of spooky hunts in October, and I try and get the community in on it. That's all I have planned, especially with the DLC coming out in Scarlet Violet. So like Phantom's coming back, so I feel like that'll be fun.
I see. All right. Well, I actually have a little something I'd like to announce because, okay, so I don't know when I'm going to pull the trigger on this, but as most of the community knows, on Sundays, if it's not taken over by a podcast or a Dark Lock or a Challenge Run series, I almost have nothing to do in that time frame period. So, like I said, I don't know when I'm going to pull the trigger on this, but when I can, I'm going to be giving you guys a brand new series called, well, actually, I don't have a specific name for this series yet, but I'm basically doing retro gaming.
Ooh.
And I'm going to be bringing some of the classic Pokemon, like I'm going to be taking some classic Pokemon spin-off games, and I'm going to be replaying them, re-adventuring in them for the first time in a long time. And I'm starting with my favorite spin-off game to date. Well, actually, my second favorite spin-off to date. I'm starting off with Pokemon Ranger Shadows of Almia.
Nice. I've never played or seen a Ranger game, so I'll look forward to that.
Yeah, I used to play it a lot when I was a kid, so I'm going to bring back a retro classic playthrough of Shadows of Almia. But like I said, I don't know when I'm going to pull the trigger on this because next month I'm starting my first playthrough of Detective Pikachu Returns.
Cool.
because one, I never played the OG one, and I liked the movie, so I want to see for myself how this game is going to differ from the ending of the movie, because they stated that the movie ending is not canon to the video game, so I want to see how exactly they're going to play this.
I do think this one looks better than the first game. So I did demo the first game and I didn't really enjoy it, but this one looks good.
Well, for starters, it's on the Switch, so there's a lot better graphics and whatnot. But I did watch people play the OG one, and I kind of liked it. So now I'm going to put my detective hat on, get maybe a smoke pipe, and then just say, "What do you know? We're going to solve mysteries in this world."
Fair.
But yeah, so yeah, I got those coming up in the future. But like I said, we got the DLC in 3 days, so I got to experience that and what's going to happen with that. Then I'll decide on whether I'm going to bring back the Dark Lock and the Surprise Lock for the DLCs. But overall, at the end of the day, I just want to just keep sharing my love of Pokemon with everybody, because that's why I do this. I don't do this for any type of financial gain. I genuinely don't care if I ever made a single dollar off Twitch. I just want to do this to share my love of Pokemon with everybody, because that's what got me into this in the first place. Sharing my love, meeting new people, that's why I do this. Because whenever I'm not doing this, I am just an introverted otaku that just lies on the couch and watches anime all day. But when I'm doing this, I feel like I'm opening up my shell to the world, and I am just beyond blessed that where I am in my journey right now.
I feel that. I 100% feel that.
All right, but before we go anywhere, what I like to do is I allow the guests to choose the raid. So, who do you think can use a little bit of a nerd love today?
Oh, that's a good question. I have so many people on. Do you know what? Let's see. So hard to choose sometimes. I always have this problem because there's too many people streaming.
Well, considering I'm the Poke Network, I got like multitude of Pokemon creators, and you know,
yeah,
I follow a lot of creators, so it's like there's so many to choose from, and I'm always branching out to new ones. So
that's the thing. Like I follow a lot of people that play Pokemon, but also, you know, sometimes they play other stuff. So, I mean, they're not playing Pokemon, but Songbird is on. She's such a sweetie.
can you put her name in the chat so I can find
Yes,
her?
I can.
Yeah,
She is one of the loveliest people I've ever met. I'm not even gonna lie.
But yeah, like I said, the raider chooses the raid target. It doesn't matter if they're playing Pokemon or not. It's just whoever deserves a little bit of love.
Yeah, Song, honestly, you guys will love her. She's so sweet. She does play Pokemon a lot though.
Yeah, I've never. Oh, they're in Pokehaven.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, definitely we'll do her. All right, hold on. Okay, I got that clipped up.
Nice.
All right, so I'm gonna get the raid messages in the chat before anything. And also, guys, again, if you guys on my end, if you guys are not following the guest Tiny Tina, please drop the lovely lady a follow, taking the time out of her day to finally get her some time in the spotlight. So again, Tina, I want to thank you again so much for taking the time out of your day to sit down with us and share what makes you the Poké nerd that you are today.
Welcome. I was just excited to be here.
Yeah. Like I said earlier, she's been waiting very patiently for her spot to be on the show, so now it's finally happened. So I do apologize that the technical bull crap is probably going to make this one choppy video. So I'm going to have to get busy with OBS and also get busy with editing, because I need to make sure this podcast looks good. I'm probably going to have to delete, like, I'm probably going to have to, like, when I put these in a collection on Twitch, I like to put the whole collection in there. So I'm probably going to have to I'm probably have to upload the podcast to Twitch and then put it in there, because this is just gonna be 3 choppy videos. So it's like I don't like that. I mean, obviously I've got to keep them for the VODs, but at the same time, it's like you know how it goes.
Yeah, I understand that. If you need any help, just message me. I can snip videos together pretty easily, so
I'll see what I can do. But all right, guys, the raid is up, and I would appreciate if y'all would help us and go raid Songbird 22313. But Tina, how do you usually end a stream? What's your outro look like?
I usually just say thank you for being here and take care until I next see you.
My outro is stay safe, stay strong, stay tuned for more Pokemon exclusive content, and as always, this has been the Top Goon, your man Spence, beast out, and I'll see you in the raid. Hope y'all have a great night, you nerds. And I cover my hand with the camera. But in honor of the TheTrueTurbo, we end every podcast by saying stay safe, stay rocking, stay true to yourself. Turbo, we love you, brother. We always think of you, man. I can't wait to see you again, brother. But all right, guys, thank you for joining us for another edition of the pokeNERDS Inc. podcast, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.